Joe.
Yeah.
You sent me some emails, I think, about something. Maybe Conrad and Tony talking about disco quotes from the Jerry Jarrett book.
Yeah, two things. One, I have the quote from this week's Tony Schiavone show where they talk about keeping it 100 disco. It's only about 50 seconds if you want to hear it. And then there's two quotes. Absolutely. Then there's two quotes about disco from Jerry Jarrett's book that I just ran across. So I'll read the quotes and then I'll play the Conrad thing after if you want to comment or whatever.
All right.
Just give me 1 second to get them. So this is Jerry Jarrett's book. It was like a diary about the starting up of TNA. It's the first year of TNA. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the first quote is from 6602, Hendersonville, and he says, "I spent the day working on wrestling in the office. We had Burt Prentice come by and pick up the material to have 10,000 flyers made, and Burr's going to try to get them put out in Huntsville to try to stir some interest. We decided to stop trying to sign Monty Brown, who is a new talent and has already too much trouble to contend with, and Glenn Gilberti, known as Disco Inferno, is falling into the same category." So I guess he's saying you were troubled to deal with at the beginning of TNA there. And the next quote was from a few days later, and he says, "Glenn Gilberti, who wrestled for WCW as Disco Inferno, he has never been presented as anything more than enhancement talent, and yet he turned down our offer unless we continue to use him as Disco Inferno. He cannot grasp that his current character is a negative to our promotion." And that was it. But I happened to get a copy of that book and was looking at it, and I was like, I bet Disco doesn't even know about that.
Promotion.
I was an enhancement talent. This is when the enhancement talents get get belts.
Right,
titles,
right.
You know?
I mean, that's a little bit underselling.
He was so, you talk about a guy that sometimes is out of touch and just has a very high opinion of himself. You know what
I used to think when I used to talk to him? I just used to think the business has passed him by.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Actually, he was wondering, I turned down their deal or something like that because this is a long time ago. My is he couldn't understand why I wouldn't want to be on TV. Okay, because they were having TV. Is
pay-per-view.
He could. I don't know. I think he had actually said that, and maybe one of the dirt sheets or something like that. That I don't understand why he wouldn't want to be on TV. I'm like, dude, I was just on TV for 7 straight years. I'm not a mark. It's like this is all about money.
Plus, that wasn't even TV. That was
pay-per-view. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? I'm like, I'm not one of the marks that used to wrestle for $40 for you in Memphis.
Right, exactly.
And you put him on TV. I'm not one of those.
And here's another thing that really tripped me out. He says in that thing that Monty Brown was a problem, right?
Yeah.
Joe, bro.
Yes.
Let me tell you, Monty was always very well dressed, respectable, intelligent, super cool, and had the it factor. Yeah. He was never a problem.
Well, and you know why he was difficult to deal with?
Because he wanted more money.
He wanted fair pay.
Yeah.
And he was over on TV.
Well,
and they were just, so it's like that's. In Jerry's defense, if he's a difficult, fine, he may be difficult to deal with, but Monty just wanted a fair pay. Well, that's what he wanted. He wouldn't make enough money.
What you're saying is similar to something I remember the Ultimate Warrior said. They were trying to sign the Ultimate Warrior, and the money offer was shit, or whatever Warrior considered shit, because I'm sure he wanted a lot of money. And he said something similar, like, they must think I sit around and wait for them to call me because I'm dying to be on TV. You know what I mean? And when I say no,
most guys jump at whatever they tell them. So they hate guys like Warrior that had other.
It's Husey. Hello.
Warrior that have other options and don't jump, but 90% of the guys, when you get that call, you go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're used to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
So this is a funny thing, too, back in TNA, is that when we were doing the Sports Entertainment Extreme, if you watch one of these shows, when BG was in the group, right? And Jerry Jarrett, remember how he said, the passing by and something? Yeah. He would always wonder, when we do the hardcore stuff, he would always go, why would there be a table under the ring? Okay, we'll never forget that, right? Why would there be a table under the ring, right? So on one of the shows, we came out there, and Russo, I think it was Russo and BG, okay?
Oh, I remember this.
Ready? He goes, we hit the ring, we're beating guys up, and Russo goes, and now we're going to answer the question of why there is a table under the ring, and BG grabs the mic and goes, because we put it there.
Nice. Well, yeah.
It's like, oh my god! I mean, that was great. I mean, you remember that, right, Conan?
Yeah, 100%.
When you say passed him by, I mean, if you consider for a table to be used in Memphis, it would have to be like they fight into the crowd and they break the table that the T-shirts are on, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the tables. Like nobody,
popcorn.
Nobody bring a table to use in a wrestling match. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, well, except guys that would bring a table to use in a wrestling match.
Right? We put it there. That is pretty great.
Yeah, we put it there.
It just becomes a point where people have already suspended their disbelief and they know it's part of the act. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's cool because now they've made it easier for us.
But what do I know? You know, but Jerry Jarrett's made millions and millions of dollars and lives in a house with an elevator. So it's like, you know, maybe he's right, you know, and I'm wrong. So I don't know. I just share different opinions on the business.
If you ever talk to Bruce Prichard about him or hear any of the shows, like he considers Jerry to be like a complete moron for some reason. So, you know, the opinions are out there and they vary when it comes to him. Either he's like this great booking genius or an idiot. So, you know.
Right. That's interesting.
But
you can be a little bit of both.
I guess so.
I'll tell you this. When TNA first started, like no lie, Jerry Jarrett would literally he'd write the shows.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff would bring him to Vince, and they would literally crumble them up and throw them in the garbage, and Jeff and Vince would write the show. And Jerry would write like the first like 5-6 weeks of TV. He would literally write out a show.
Yeah. And
they would take the show and throw it in the trash, and Jeff and Vince would redo the show, and Jerry kept writing the show.
So
you think like if you wrote the show and like your show isn't airing week after week, the one that you're writing was just like, you know.
And of course, in this book, which is in like diary form, he makes it seem like their contributions were minimal, and he was writing the shows. You know what I mean? So.
Oh my God, bro! Jeff and Vince were writing the shows. 100%. The shows you saw were Vince's written show that we passed out in the production meetings that he read. So that was it, you know. So
that already answers my question, because I was going to ask you, when they did do kind of a change and they were using your real name and you went for, you know, you had a world title match and stuff. So that was Vince and Jeff.
Yeah, Sports Entertainment Extreme. We just started doing, you know, we just went with that. Just changed, you know, just went outside the box. So it was good TV.